yeah. I think it's time for the comeback. I hope you're ready for the, yeah. I see it's time. Press play on the tape, no rewind. No delay, put it all on the line. Only going up, ain't no room for the climb. Meet me at the top, or you won't ever see me. I'm making dreams come true like a genie. I'm making moves soon, you gon' have to king me. Checkmate, crown, you gon' have to bring me.
Wow, that intro was the best one yet. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into the 2023 Fantasy Football Team Previews on the Fantasy Six Pack YouTube channel. Tonight, I'm your host, Dylan Clemons, and here with me, my co-host and good buddy, Mike LaPlant. What's going on, man?
Not much. I kind of just want to repeat that video over and over again. You want to call that the team preview?
Right. It's just absolutely fantastic. But I'm actually excited to talk to you tonight, man, about the Denver Broncos and hopefully talk about a bounce back for this offense as a whole. But before we get into that, just want to remind everybody, please smash that like button. Please subscribe to the Fantasy Six Pack YouTube channel if you're not already. After you do that, head on over to fantasysixpack.net/plans and check out our memberships. You get access to our award-winning rankings. Our fantasy football draft cheat sheet will be out here pretty soon. Plus, you get access to our Discord, which is, in all honesty, the best part because you get access to ask our staff any questions you can think of. So that really is
as personalized as you can get.
Absolutely. But Mike, what do you say? Let's just jump right into the Denver Broncos, my friend.
Absolutely.
All right. We got Russell Wilson and Jarrett Stidham on the depth chart here. Stidham comes over from the Raiders, but the guy we want to talk about here, man, is Russell Wilson. He's coming off a bad season last year. Finished quarterback 18 points per game. Not ideal considering where he was drafted. Nathaniel Hackett didn't even make it through the whole season, Mike, before he gets fired. So we got Sean Payton coming over to the Broncos now. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts on, do you think Russell Wilson can return top 12 quarterback value this year with Sean Payton? Because don't forget, man, this was a guy in 2020 we saw throw 40 touchdowns. Mike, last year he threw 16.
Yeah, I mean, right now, according to Fantasy Data's ADP, Wilson's going at QB 18, 124th off the board. So, I mean, all the risk that we saw last year is just baked into his price already. Compared to what he was going for last year at QB 8 and 72 overall, like literally almost halfway compared to what he is now.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I trust Sean Payton here because, since Drew Brees got traded to the Saints and Sean Payton took over that head coaching job in 2006, for 13 straight years, he helped Drew Brees become a QB1. All right. And
wow, that's wild. That's a wild stat.
The only 2 years were the last 2 years where obviously Drew Brees declined. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, so was the roster.
And he's doing that with zero rushing floor, too. That's just wild to think about.
Yeah. So, I mean, I trust the coaching here, and it's going to be much better than Nathaniel Hackett. And just the value is just too hard to pass up as a QB2 in, your super flex leagues or, even as just your bye week backup for your QB1 10-team 12 leagues. I really love him in best ball this year just because the value, like I said, it's all baked into it right now. So, I mean, if he's going QB 18 and best ball as well, I mean, give me him as my QB2, and I'm already getting a stacked, loaded, roster before that. And I think he can work the same way this year. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not guaranteeing he's going to be a QB1, but there's fairly good evidence 13 years straight, suggesting that, it's possible here. I mean, because Drew Brees was not a Hall of Famer when he first got to the Saints. All right. Russell Wilson, I mean, he's been to 2 Super Bowls. I mean, it's not like he's a rookie. So I trust the turnaround here. I think Russell Wilson, everybody has a down year from year to year. All right. So I do think there's a bounce back this year, and I do love the value because he's just going to overperform where he's being drafted this year.
Agreed. Eddie, someone, if you completely punt on the quarterback position in your drafts and you don't pick one until people are starting to take your their backups, Russell Wilson's a perfect target for that because there's going to be weeks for sure where he gives you top 12 upside as well.
There's probably going to be some weeks, though, that they rush the ball into the end zone for 3 times because that's also Sean Payton's offense as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, and
But
great segue right into the running backs, Mike. We got here on the depth chart, we got Javonte Williams, Samaje Perine, Tony Jones Jr., and Tyler Beatty. I wish we were talking about a healthy Javonte Williams right now, Mike, but we're not. I'm not sure that we are. Yeah, he got injured in week 4. It was a bad ACL injury. People are kind of saying the right things right now that he could be ready for week 1, but I'm not so sure. Like, could this be another J.K. Dobbins incident that we saw last year?
I mean, it was similar to J.K. Dobbins' injury. It was a multiple ligament injury. It's not just the ACL. It's not just the MCL. It's a combination of those two, maybe some more. But it's, that takes some time to come back. And, it takes some time to actually be 100%, not just come back. I really don't expect Javonte Williams to be 100% until next year. He's definitely one of those kind of candidates that's going to be better the next year. All right, and he's going to get eased into it this year, which is a good reason why Samaje Perine's a great value this year.
I agree 100%, man.
All right, going at RB40 on Fantasy Data's ADP, which is just absurd. RB40 for a guy that's probably going to start 12 to 14 games of the season, I think, because I don't think Javonte Williams is actually going to start till like maybe week 10. But just that it's another situation like Russell Wilson. He's just going to outperform that ADP. There's just no 100%. Way if he gets that volume, he's going to finish as RB40. The volume is going to push him easily into a, top RB3, low end RB2. And, it all depends on the touchdowns for the ceiling at that point. I mean, I did some little bit of research here. Like I said, Sean Payton, he likes to run the ball. In his 15-year careers for the Saints, one time did he have a running back finish outside of an RB2, so RB24. All right, one time. And the worst RB2 finish that he has provided in that 15 years was RB20, Pierre Thomas. So I think it's just going to be incredible value for Samaje Perine. If you're a 0 RBer, he's a great target. Especially if you go heavy in wide receivers and drafts this year, like I'm kind of doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree 100% that he's being total undervalued right now. And that was a big hit for the Bengals to lose him this offseason too. And a sneaky good.
Yeah, he's been to the Super Bowl. I mean, he's been there.
He's a solid pass catcher, good pass blocker. He's a solid piece for this Broncos.
Great backup, quality backup.
Let's jump into some more interesting pieces here, Mike, with the wide receiver group. We got Jeudy, Courtland Sutton, the return of Tim Patrick. We got KJ Hamler, Marvin Mims Jr., who they drafted this year, and Marquez Callaway. Kind of a loaded group here. My personal favorite is Jeudy, Mike, but I'm curious to hear who the guy that you're most interested in drafts right now and where you think the best value is here.
Well, I think there's just value kind of all over the place with this team because, I mean, we're talking about an offense that was bottom 3 in scoring last year. So, like, there's going to be some recency bias here. All right, people are going to hate this team. All right, so, you got to, kind of sift through the ADPs, look at the values, and just kind of, realistically say, like, we talked about with Perine and Russell Wilson, like, are these guys realistically going to be this bad again? I mean, they really can't get any worse. And that's a great example for like, Courtland Sutton. There's not really, like, a favorite here, but I guess if I had to put it, it'd be Sutton just because of the value. Like I said, because of the ADP. He's going right now, according to Fantasy Data's ADP, at wide receiver 42. All right, now last year, as bad as the year we just described, he finished as wide receiver 43. So he is literally being drafted at what he finished at last year. There is no way they're going to be that bad again. All right, so, he's a great kind of value there is kind of what I'm getting at. I still like Jeudy. Wide receiver 22 is still good value. I mean, he's not going in the 12 to 15 range like he was last year.
Right.
With all that hype. So there's some value there as well. but it's not as much value as Sutton. It's not as much value as Tim Patrick. I mean, someone coming back from injury, going wide receiver 98th off the board, 293rd. Just, you're going to get him for free off of the waiver wire or the last pick in the draft. I mean, I just, there's value all over the place here because there's no way all three, basically this offense, there's no way it does bottom three production again.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm I'm all about Tim Patrick. You just did a puppy draft with me earlier this week, and I took a swing on him with one of my last picks of that draft.
I mean, it's the last pick. Why the hell not?
Yeah, you totally get him there. Like I said, I like Jeudy here. He's my target here. I think you get him around the 4th or 5th round, which I like.
It's just I like a few other receivers in that range. That's why it's like
I get it.
If I'm going to get somebody.
He's going around like DJ Moore and guys like
that. Like I love DJ Moore, like in that range. Like I just like those receivers in that range a little bit more. It's still good value. I just think there's better value if you like wait a couple, more rounds, get Courtland Sutton in like the 8th to 10th round, or just swing for the fence with Patrick in the last round.
Yeah.
I mean, in the round before the last, you can get Marvin Mims going wide receiver 86, the rookie, if you think he's going to get some more playing time over Patrick or Hamler.
Yep. And I hear you on Sutton. I'm just not a huge guy. I'm just not a huge Sutton guy. He saw 109 targets last year, which isn't terrible. And
that's why I say there's just no way he's going to finish as a wide receiver 43 again.
Yeah, I agree. He just worries me, man, because he doesn't separate very well. And on Player Profiler, his target separation rate is 69th in the NFL.
I did see a tweet that said he was like learning how to separate, like he was watching tape or whatever, how to try to separate. Like I think it was like Devontae Adams or some stuff tape.
But
it was hilarious.
But he is a big-bodied receiver, so maybe Russell
red zone target.
Back. Exactly. He only caught 2 touchdowns, so you'd like to think maybe he doubles that, if not more. But Mike, why don't we just finish this out with the tight end position?
Can we be quick about it?
Absolutely. Here we got Greg Dulcich, Chris Manhertz, Adam Troutman, and let's just go with Albert. I'm not going to butcher the last name. The only guy we really need to think about here is Dulcich, and I'm just curious, Mike, if you're interested in him late in drafts.
If it's my choice, I don't even want to think about him. I was in on the hype last year, and it's not that I'm like, so hurt that I don't want him. It's just this is a room where there's just a bunch of guys. No one really stands out. All right, they traded for Troutman, which means they obviously didn't think their tight end core was good enough. So
that's Sean Payton's guy, man.
Exactly. I mean, they had 3 decent guys that they all used last year, and they're like, we need one more. So plus, they're going to be running, like it's going to be more of a balanced offense. So, I don't want any of these guys. I'm staying away from, these type of tight ends. You want the ones that are, number 1, number 2, maybe number 3 options in the offense. And Dulcich is just not that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's not someone I'm really interested in either. And I think it's just as simple as that. Like you said, we do think this offense will bounce back, but I think that it'll bounce back in other places.
More of an NFL way.
Dulcich. Yeah.
Yeah, and more probably the running backs and wide receivers.
Right on. But that wraps up our 2023 Denver Broncos preview, guys. Before you get out of here, please smash that like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and then check out the other team previews we got. We got the AFC North is out, the AFC South, and the AFC East is out, guys, already. So we got a lot of content pumping out over here on the Fantasy Six Pack YouTube channel. So make sure you check those out, please. We appreciate it. But for Mike, I'm Dylan. We'll talk to you guys next time.
Peace out.